back to another episode of Foods Inc. Today we're cooking my sort of recipe of Indian butter chicken. First things first, you want half a cup of Greek yogurt in a bag. Then we're going to pour in a mix of spices, which are a 2 tablespoons of ginger, 2 teaspoons of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and a teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to butcher all the pronunciations here because I am not Indian and I am not a professional cook. I do not pretend to be. This is just my recipe that tastes pretty good. So we're going to throw a chicken in the bag and let this marinate for 2 to 3 days. And now it's 2 to 3 days later. We're going to throw some olive oil in a pan. Throw in some rice. Throw in I like to use chicken stock when I'm making rice. Then a little bit of butter. This is actually the only butter in my entire recipe. And we're just going to start letting that cook. And then as it cooks in, we're going to add chicken stock continuously as it gets soaked up. Put that on the back burner. We're going to put some more olive oil. I also like to use avocado oil as well. And then we're going to put in some chopped up onions. And you must make sure you spill some outside of the pan and then throw them back in. Or else it won't taste right. Add 2 rounded-ish tablespoons of minced garlic. I like to use a lot of garlic. Or 1 to 2 cloves if you're using fresh garlic. Keep mixing it and keep on mixing your rice and keep adding the chicken stock as you go on cooking. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of spices as I go along. Whatever you use for this is sort of up to your own opinions. I like to add a little bit of curry powder every now and again. And then we're going to go and add our chicken to the pot. Then we're going to go and add some crushed tomatoes to our onions that have been sauteing with a little bit of ginger and garlic. Now time for our spices. For the sauce itself, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic are going to go in there once again. 1.5 teaspoons of cumin, 1.5 teaspoons of masala, 1 teaspoon of coriander, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1.25 teaspoons of salt, tablespoon of sugar. I like to use a half a teaspoon of MSG for a little bit of extra flavor. And then I also like to throw some crushed red pepper in for a little bit extra spice. We're going to throw that into our tomato and onion mix and keep on cooking our rice. And then 1 little bit more crushed red pepper. I like spice. And then as that's cooked down for about 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to pull it off the heat and throw it in the blender. Then I'm also just throwing in some random vegetables that I had already cooked, but I didn't want them to go bad. Just some bell peppers and extra onions. This isn't necessary for part of the recipe. I just don't like to let food go to waste. Let that get really chopped up well into more of a sauce, and then I like to add a little bit of water in there, swish it around to get the rest out of the bottom because it is going to cook down. We're going to throw our chicken in there, which you've browned. You haven't cooked all the way through. And then now we're going to throw it in with our sauce and just let it simmer. And after it's been simmering for about a couple minutes, add in half a cup of Greek yogurt or heavy cream. I like to use Greek yogurt for higher protein and less fat, obviously. And then now we're done. And there are 5 from this recipe. It is incredibly cheap to make and tastes really good. It doesn't always smell the best, though, depending on if you like Indian food or not. So keep that in mind when you're bringing it to work. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more.